Hello and welcome, my sad, abandoned turtles on the side of the road. SJB here, and today we've got to talk about something somewhat sad. This video is going to be all about the Tack Zone, but you notice I don't have the Tack Zone on the screen yet. I've got the Crossbow Master here, and it's because I want to explain something to you guys, or show it to you guys, rather than just explain it or tell you it. First, I'm going to set out around 75, then I'm going to set out around 76, and what I want to talk about is how the Crossbow Master costs approximately $25,000, plus or minus some dollars there. 76 goes down easy. Let's try something a little beefier. Let's try round 81. This is a fairly beefy round. Full-on free play rounds. We've got big Super Ceramics coming in here. Moabs, BFBs, and everything. We're crit shotting the crap out of this stuff. And actually, Crossbow Master, for a $25,000 tower, is a very reasonable and decent tower in this game. Like, this is not bad. And now we have to talk about the Tack Zone. Is this guy officially dead? So this is the faster shooting, by the way, Tack Zone, which they nerfed him on top of the nerfs that have already happened, on top of him not popping lead balloons anymore. So, like, yeah, he's got some major issues. Can we do an okay job, though? So, first of all, he doesn't pop every type of balloon because he doesn't have cam detection nor lead popping power. So, pretend like this doesn't really exist. Just pretend for me, please. And we're just going to watch the popping power. And you're going to notice it's okay on round 75, but there's going to be some balloons that are going to sneak through here, and that's already looking pretty terrible. How about round 76 here? Ooh, regen balloons, not good for the Tack Zone. Oh crap, that kind of sucks. All right, let's try a little bit of a harder round here. Maybe we just need to go bigger. Maybe he's designed to be better against the bigger balloons. It's not to pop Moabs against BFBs and stuff. Yeah, I mean, we're not popping the Moab layer. That's pretty cool, but everything else is just going right through our defense. And I know what most of you guys are thinking right now. You're thinking, Chris, you're using him all freaking wrong, dude. He doesn't solo by himself. You gotta buff him. All right, fair enough. So the first thing I would do is I'd get some sort of stronger stam on him. I'd probably also go for a village. Go at least primary training, but I can also go primary mentoring, and I can just get the radar scanner. Now we can kind of pop lead balloons a little bit. We've got cam detection, and we're overall a pretty decent tower, but don't forget we spent another 10,000, 7,000, another like $17,000 on this guy. So we're almost doubling his price. Almost. Not quite, but almost. And now, how is he going to do? With all of these buffs and all of these combos, now he's actually a pretty decent asset. He's actually taking down around 75 pretty easily. Overwhelmingly easy, actually. Of course, once we go to 76 here, this is going to be the exact same thing. We're going to rock it. No problem. 81. Are we actually doing good here? Well, if we spend the extra money on these buffs, Tack Zone definitely makes a lot more sense. Not every tower needs to be buffed, but Tack Zone in particular, it does need to be buffed, and when you do buff it, he ends up being a decent tower in the game. But has he been murdered by Ninja Kiwi? Officially killed off as a reasonable tower to use in this game? That's what I want to try and test out today. So I think most players can probably agree with me that tack shooters in general are a very good tower. There's not really a single upgrade that is horrible. Every single one of them has a reasonable way to use them. Even Super Maelstrom, which is kind of a weird ability, isn't that bad. I think a lot of people can probably go for it, you know, in a lot of weird situations, but it makes sense. Tack shooters overall are really good. They're used a lot in races, they're used a lot against the boss balloons, they're used a lot in just regular gameplay. They're overall a solid tower. But Tack Zone, man, it's just been nerfed and nerfed and nerfed and nerfed. It just keeps getting nerfed. It was top tier S-Class, admittedly. And after all of these nerfs, the question is it now B-Class? A-Class? C-Class? D-Class? Where does this guy land? So what I want to do is I want to play a sort of normal game. I'm going to base my strategy off of the Tack Zone, though. I'm going to get Tack Zone as fast as I possibly can. It costs $21,600. So to make that happen, what I want to do is I'm going to go for a quick cam detection village with Pat Fusty, who's going to also buff our overdrive and Tack Zone with his angry ability here. I decided to go for a quick Kylie Boomerang here, just kind of keep me in the game for the early part of the game here. And with that combo, I feel pretty comfortable in saving up probably close to $21,000. If not, I might have to buy some cheapo rando towers here just keep me in the game. So I think I should mention that this guy right now is not in the most ideal situation. Placement's kind of weird, like it doesn't reach down here and stuff like that, but once I get Tack Zone, the range will be increased a little bit. Once I get primary training, increased even more. So I'm not too afraid, is all I'm really saying. Long term here, I think right now it doesn't make perfect sense, but long term it definitely will make sense. Around 49 here, looks like we're going to be able to afford it. Tack Zone. 49, baby. That's a pretty quick round to get this guy. Not bad. Now, how dominant are we going to be for a while? Well, let's start buffing him a little bit. As we talked about earlier, just getting a Tack Zone does not mean we win the game. But it does mean we're going to start doing pretty decent work. We shut off round 76 and 75 and 79 and 81. Those are beef-tastic rounds. Later on. Right now, early Tack Zone? This guy's actually pretty solid. At least on a map like this, in a pretty decent position with some other random support towers, he is pretty solid. So me, personally, mid-game, I am not upset with Tack Zone. I think he's a very fair and reasonable tower to use right now. The question is, will he kind of carry us in the late game? And then maybe that's the issue. We're used to Tack Zone being good. Around 98, 99, and 100. Maybe that's the wrong way to use the Tack Zone. Maybe we need to kind of force him early on. Let him be our money savior. Maybe we need to make the next big jump with a nice big tower after we get our Tack Zone. Now we're playing on an intermediate map, and honestly a fairly easy intermediate map. So if we ended up doing this strategy on something that was a little more advanced, or something that was obviously had two different areas where balloons were kind of coming in or leaving, this would definitely be way, way, way more difficult. But as of right now, this guy's solid. Just all across the board. One other thing that I'm going to talk about is the fact that I did say that it cost me almost $10,000 to buy the bigger radius, the jungle drums, the primary training, the primary mentoring, the village upgrades with radar scanner, all that stuff is something that we did spend a decent chunk of change on. But it also buffs my other towers. So we can't just say that this is only good for the Tack Zone, it's also good for my other guys. You know, I mean, I'm getting buffed on my Kelly Boomerang and eventually Moa Press, getting Pat Fusty jungle drums buffs, I got my Alchemist getting camo detection and jungle drums buffs. This is not nothingness. So I cannot say that I just bought this for the Tack Zone. I bought it for everybody. I bought it for my team. And right now, my team's doing fantastic with the Tack Zone. All right, so we started off showing you guys round 75 in sandbox mode, and back then, we struggled. Once we got the buffs, we went pretty smooth. Even on a more difficult map like this, same thing. It's gone pretty smooth. And guess what? My stepping stone is doing a pretty good job of being a stepping stone. I've got $35,000 saved up right now. This is a good chunk of change for saving up for a nice big 5th tier tower. And I think I can go further. I think I could probably rock through 81 and maybe a few more rounds after that. I don't know exactly when I'm going to lose, but I know that my first big issue will be DDTs. Because I know for a fact that Tack Zone is bad against DDTs. He doesn't pop lead balloons automatically. And buying an MIB just for this guy, I mean, that is a bit of a waste of money. I think a lot of people would say that it's probably worth it to go for anyways, just because Tack Zone is pretty good. But in my opinion, I think you should just get something else to deal with the DDTs. There's a couple really good towers out there that could just demolish 90, 93, 95, 99, you know, without too many issues. And honestly, one of the towers I was actually thinking about doing right now that's also just super duper good is a Dark Champ. It costs about 70k, so he's going to be expensive, but even if he's just getting a regular Dark Knight, we can still afford that guy and just save up for some stuff. But I don't want to do that today. Instead, I'm going to go for another tower, but I'm going to wait until I start to lose before I buy that tower. And I want to show you guys why I like it so much, though, and why I like this combo so much. So as a combo, they're still doing an absolutely fantastic job. Look at this. This is pretty insane. I'm saved up $60,000 already. Tack Zone, is it too good still? Does Ninja Kiwi need to nerf this and kill it even further? I don't know, bro. I don't know. All I'm saying is 60k. 60k. That's hard to save up for on Chimps mode. And I'm not doing anything crazy here. I've got a Tack Zone. I've got Pat. I haven't been using my abilities all that much. And I've got a random Kylie Boomerang here. And 2 Dart Monkeys in the back. Might not even notice them. But yeah, I kind of screwed up at the very beginning with some weird texture plays. I need to build 2 Dart Monkeys, not just 1. Feel a little bad about that. But 65,000, bro. And we're still going. I'll be honest with you guys. When I first started this video, I did not expect to get to round 89 with $82,000 saved up. I did not expect it. I really didn't. But here we are. And I think the first time we're going to have any issues, around 90 DDTs. We know that we can't pop lead balloons with this guy very well. I mean, of course, he could get the acidic mixture dip at perfect timing to help him out a little bit, with a little bit of Pat Fusty stunning. Maybe. I mean, there's a freaking chance here, but I don't think so. I think this is going to be the first round that definitely kills us. Pat's doing an okay job. Pat's getting angry. Pat stuns really well, and a few balloons sneak through, but we actually almost pop them. Kind of ridiculous. All right, just for some giggles, I'm going to try to beat it. We're going to do a Pat Fusty ability a little earlier here and see if we can stun this in to oblivion. Take him down. We got Camo Detect. Oh, that did way worse. Oh, okay. 84,000. That's the max we could save up. Dang, I wanted to do something really cool. I wanted to get a Ray of Doom, just because I felt like it was a cool tower to combine together with the Tack Zone. Tack Zone pops Moabs. This guy cleans up all the balloons, and obviously is freaking powerful as crap. But $5,000, man. That's how far away we are. But that's cool. That's crazy, actually. $81,000, man. So instead, I'm just going to go with my regular old strategy. I'm going to go for a biggest one. Again, I know that balloons are kind of my weakness. DDTs are also kind of my weakness, but I think this shouldn't be a big deal. This guy will still end up popping a lot of them because he still pops blacks and everything. I've got $30,000 left over. I'm going to save it for now. But if I really wanted to do really good, I think Bloon Solver is still top of the highest end towers, but it almost makes me feel bad to go for the biggest one, or for the Bloon Solver, just because he's so good. It makes me feel kind of bad, actually. Here we go. Biggest one, still doing pretty solid work, stunning everything and keeping me in the game here. It's definitely going to be a little bit tight here near the end, though, because I might have to micro this guy a little bit. Couple DDTs near the back, but with our stunning power and everything kind of working together here, biggest one's going to clean them up and help us win this game. All right, so that was the tough part. DDTs were the tough part. Now, the other tower that I think that I should go for is the safest tower in the game, in my opinion. It's Pod. You know, I mean, it's hard to go without a Pod when you've got a Tack Zone, because Tack Zone is a little too random. You know? You never know if balloons are going to randomly sneak through or not sneak through. So with this guy, we got everything covered. In addition, I got a random Plasma Accelerator who's going to do some pops, but he's not really part of my team, right? If I had a Ray of Doom, totally really part of my team here, but without him, schmerple darp. So where are we at? Well, dominating is where we're at. This is round 98, usually one of the toughest rounds in the game. I think there is zero chance we lose this one without me microing at all. Zero chance. Zero chance. I will lick my own armpits if we lose this right now. And look at that. Easy peasy. 99 on the other hand, DDTs can still be a kind of small issue here. Biggest one can only stun so much. Pod can only pop so much. But with that combo, you still got to cover, bro. Tack Zone's still doing some stuff. And here it is, round 100. And don't forget that this guy's got about... Oh my god, he's got more than half of our total pops right now. Oh, 1.1 mil. Of course, he's been doing most of the work, admittedly. But... this is really showing off his skills. Look at this, 1,000 pops per second, easy. Maybe even 2,000 per second. It only lasts for a little while. You know, she doesn't like that. But while it does last, it's very, very pleasant. Let me tell you. And easy. Take down the bad. No problem. So Tack Zone, is it killed? No. Don't let anybody tell you that it's killed. Don't let anybody tell you it's dead. It's good. It's just got to be used in a slightly different way than usual. You can't rock it all the way in the late game. It's more of a mid-game tower that helps you get to where you want to go in the late game, and still does some stuff late game too. But you can't base everything around this guy and go for some crazy buffs like Permaruing him and stuff like that. You're still better off going for other towers to fill out your team. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. Press that like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. And have a super duper delicious day.